They say some weddings aren't meant for humans. One woman found out the hard way. Her name was Noura, a talented Kuwaiti wedding singer, beautiful voice, bright future. Until one night, she was invited to sing at a wedding deep in the desert. A night that would change her forever. And some say she never sang again. Noura was known for her voice, soft, haunting, powerful enough to quiet an entire room. She performed at parties and weddings all across Kuwait, earning her living and respect. Then, one night, a man called her with a strange request. He said his daughter was getting married that weekend, in a private home far from the city. He offered double her usual fee, but insisted on one thing: no publicity, no outsiders, and no questions. The offer was too good to refuse. So Noura gathered her small band and set out on the long, empty road that led toward the desert. When they arrived, the place was silent, an old, enormous mansion lit with hundreds of dim candles. The air was thick, perfumed, yet strangely cold. The guests moved gracefully, but something about them felt wrong. Their faces were pale, their eyes too dark, their smiles a little too wide. Some even looked like they were shimmering, as if seen through heat waves. Still, Noura began to sing. Her voice echoed through the halls, and that's when she noticed it. The guests were dancing, but their feet never touched the floor. They spun faster and faster, their shadows moving opposite to their bodies. The musicians whispered that something wasn't right. But the moment anyone stopped playing, the air grew colder, and the bride would tilt her head, staring directly at them. Noura's heart pounded. She tried to finish her set quickly, her voice trembling as she sang the final song. But the crowd wanted more. Their voices rose together, a low chant, not in any language she knew. The walls began to hum with the same rhythm. And suddenly, she realized the music wasn't just coming from her instruments. It was coming from the house itself. One of her bandmates fainted. Another dropped his drum and ran, but when he reached the door, it wouldn't open. Noura's mind screamed to stop singing. But her voice kept going on its own, as if something else was using her body to finish the ritual. Then, just as dawn's first light touched the horizon, everything stopped. The guests vanished. The house was empty. They found themselves standing outside in the sand, in front of a crumbling ruin where the mansion had been. No candles, no guests, nothing. Just silence and a pile of old, burned-out instruments. Noura never sang again. Some say she lost her voice that night. Others say she still sings, but only when the Jinn call her. And if you ever hear a woman singing softly in the desert wind, don't follow the sound. Because it might be her, singing for another wedding. That isn't human.